Okay, we've got 3 more notes to learn on the recorder, and this is all I'm going to do. As we go higher than this pitch D, the fingerings get quite difficult, and you're not going to need to know any other notes above D for our testing purposes. And really, most of the music that you'll be doing in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade with recorders is not going to extend too much higher than that. We might go a little lower, but that's just a matter of adding more fingers, so that's not too hard. All right, let's learn our next note, which is C, adding to the other 3 that we've learned, B, A, and G. Now C is a lot like A, except the top hole, the index finger, is going to be uncovered. And so I have my middle finger and my thumb down, but the top hole is uncovered. So here's what C sounds like. And I'm going to put down this finger again and play A so you can hear the difference between A and C. And here's the C again. Let's play 4 of them together. Now let's do C, C, A, C. Okay, ready, go. Okay, now let's make it a little trickier, and one of the hardest changes on the recorder is going from C to B, going back and forth. When you're tonguing, it's okay, but if you're trying to connect those notes, sometimes it sounds really bad as the fingers don't always move exactly together. So let's do C, and then B, and then C. Okay, ready, play. Now I want you to do that again. This time don't tongue the notes, don't articulate them, and see what it sounds like. Here's an example. You hear how there's that little glitch in the middle of that? So those are hard, and professional recorder players are a lot better at that than I am, but we're all kind of beginners with this. All right, our next note is D, and we're still going higher, so we're making a shorter instrument. D is actually just the middle finger on the front. So for the first time, we're taking our thumb off the back, and it sounds like this. And again, if you want a really nice sound up there, don't blow too hard. It can get really loud and really shrill, and we don't want that shrill sound. Just a nice, easy sound. Let's do 4 Ds. Now, let's go back and forth between C and D. So we'll play C, D, C, D, and all I'm doing is taking the thumb off the back. When you do that, don't lift it too far off the hole. It doesn't need to be far off the hole to change the pitch, because if you move it too far, then you have a hard time finding the hole again. So just barely move it off the hole, and have your students really practice just barely lifting their fingers off the hole. Okay, so now we've gone from D all the way down to G. We know 5 notes. Now we're going to get to another one. The next one is F, and F is a challenging note because, number one, there's different fingerings on different instruments. I tend to just use this one no matter what my students are playing on. Sometimes it doesn't sound quite as well, depending on the recorder they're using, but for our purposes it works just fine, especially with beginner recorder players. So I play my G, which is all of the left hand, and now we're going to use for the first time our right hand top finger or index finger. Okay, so we have our G fingering, and then we put down the next finger, and that is our F. Let's try a G again, so we'll lift up our right hand and just play all of the left hand holes covered. And back to F again. Now, some recorders require you to put down some other fingers to make this note play properly. And you can hear a big difference between that. So if you want to teach your students to use that fingering with the extra fingers, you're not going to cover this hole right here. So the middle finger is not down, but all the rest of them are. And it's a little bit about a quarter step difference between those fingerings. So the proper fingering also has these two holes covered. But again, for young students, it's not really too important, okay? So let's try this. We're going to start on D, and we're going to go all the way down all the notes we know, which are D, C, B, A, G, and F. Okay, let's just do that for fun. Here we go. Ready? D, C, B, A, G, and F. Again, as you go lower, you got to blow less air. Okay? So there's our introduction. We now know 6 different notes. You can play a lot of songs with 6 notes. For recorder karate, you're going to add a couple more down on the lower end. But